Previously on the Nikocado Chronicles.
Today, we are going to be talking about the disappearance of Nikocado Avocado.
And he weighs himself and he's 400 pounds, and that's the whole thing. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Yes, we are going to be talking about Nikocado Avocado. He has reemerged, and people are talking about it. What a surprise. Before we get into the topic, if you see all these lovely people here on the side of the screen, they are here while I'm recording this live on my Twitch channel. I stream pretty much every single weekday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're ever bored around that time, we would love to have you join us. So like I said, Nikocado Avocado has resurfaced, because if you guys don't know, previously he made a whole video about how he is now 400 pounds, and then he kind of disappeared, and people were kind of making a bunch of assumptions of what's going on, where he's at, what's the whole issue. Well, he has resurfaced and is actually on TikTok. He's resurfaced before, but there's stuff going on TikTok that people are talking about, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. And then I have certain things that I want to share as well, just thoughts and things like that. So without further ado, let me show you some of these TikToks here. So a lot of them are basically him. In my opinion, it's just a way to get attention, because if you look at the likes on these, right, 32,000 likes on this one, 665,000 likes on this one, 31,000 likes on this one, right? So you're getting attention, right? Attention is being given for this behavior, right? And who is helping that? Me, right? Clearly, right? I'm making a video on it. Sue me. Don't actually, please. And so in a lot of these videos, he is basically just messing with a lot of food that he obviously has bought from previous mukbangs. So we'll just go ahead and watch them. They're pretty short. So this one's 13 seconds long. So that one is literally him just throwing away food. This one is another one where he's just kind of messing with this food that he has.
Ouch! Ouch! Right out! My ankles! Ouch!
And a lot of people in this one, if you zoom in to this chicken right here, a lot of people are noticing there's actually like mold on the chicken. So that's another thing people have an issue with. Again, we'll go over that after we watch these videos. There's a lot of stuff to be said about this, but again, clearly just a lot of food from these different mukbangs that he's been doing.
Ouch! Oh! Ouch! Oh!
Right, and then this is the one that a lot of people are pretty grossed out with. This is the one that got the, again, most attention, right? 665,000 likes. And what's he doing? He's putting a bunch of food into a blender and then drinks it in this TikTok, all right? So just, if you look, you can see it right here, right? In the chicken, there's a little bit of mold there. Clearly this chicken has been sitting there for a while, clearly, right? It's moldy, clearly. All right, so that's pretty much it. So now when we show this stuff, this is, and I know that I've made videos on this before, and I feel like I'm a kind of a broken record when I talk about this stuff, but I feel like Nikocado, it's all an act to a certain extent, right? Obviously, you can only, like, he's clearly eating a lot of this food, as we see by his size, and like a lot of it, it's it's a joke to him. It's funny. Like the title of one of them is "Am I Fat? Yes or No?" Like he knows what he's doing. He knows that it's going to get views. He knows that this will get people talking. And I know that he doesn't even necessarily get upset when people make videos. Like, I am playing into this. I understand that, but views are views. And he knows that any press is good press. Like, this is the most any press is good press kind of thing. But some of the comments, one, it's very, very interesting to me because a lot of people will say, oh, it's like he's sold his soul to the devil and it's all. Honestly, I would say to a certain extent, maybe, right? Like he's completely sold out for the money. But I think if I'm being completely honest, and there was a lot of people that would be in his position, they would probably do something very, very similar. I don't think that he is a terrible, horrible person, but I do think that some of the stuff that he does, I just absolutely disagree with. Like the amount of food that is bought, I think that is a genuine thing that I think is very interesting, right? Because that is a huge... That's more than just Nick, and that's something that I think is important to talk about. The amount of food that is bought for these mukbangs that people have, and this is important, zero intention of actually eating is disgusting, and it is an absolute waste of money, and it is literally only for the thumbnail of a video, because these people will buy hundreds of dollars of food, and again, you can do whatever you want with your money. Clearly, it's your money, right? But they will spend hundreds of dollars on this food and have zero intention of eating it. And we can talk about whether it's good or bad. They're not eating. That's a whole another conversation. But I do think that it is so wasteful. And I'm not going to sit here on my high horse and say, oh, I waste stuff all the time. I buy clothes that I don't need. I buy food that I end up throwing away. I'm not perfect, right? I'm not. And so I'm not going to sit here and say that I am perfect. And I think everyone watching this, to a certain extent, has things that they waste, of course. But at what point is it, or at what point should YouTube, right, step in when things like this genre of video is literally all about excess and wasting? And you can't even say, oh, like he's not wasting, he's eating it, because we see in those videos clearly these things are not being eaten. Clearly they are going to waste. There's mold on the chicken, so it's not being given away to homeless people, which is what you hear a lot of times, right? I give the food away. I give it away. Clearly, that's not happening. It's not being eaten, I hope. I mean, maybe he's eating the moldy chicken after he films this video, but I really, really doubt it. And so I think that is a much more interesting conversation than like just focusing on Nick. Because again, it's just hard for me. And I don't, maybe this is a negative about me, or this makes me a bad YouTuber or whatever, but I just can't honestly make a video where I'm honestly criticizing Nikocado, because it would feel like I'm criticizing a TV character. Like it's not a real, I don't believe what we see in any of these videos is a real portrayal of what he actually is like and who he actually is. So it's just really hard for me to be like, I can't believe Nick would do this, and like he would actually believe, like it feels silly to me. But I can say that the actions in this video, regardless of if it's an act or not, like that's clearly happening, right? Clearly a ton of money is being spent on food that is not being eaten, and clearly it's for the spectacle of this thumbnail to be as, you know, bombastic as possible and get as many clicks as possible. And at what point is that damaging, like, just YouTube in general, right? Because people see that and they want to follow in those footsteps. You might think that it's crazy to see what Nick has done to himself and think that there are people out there that would want to do something similar. But I'm telling you right now, there are people out there that see Nick being successful in what he is doing, and they will 1000%, I'm sure you've already seen it, copy that because they want fame, money. Like, you make a lot of money if you are getting a lot of views on YouTube. It's clear. We know this, right? And so people will want to copy that. And I think that is dangerous, and that is something that should be talked about, right? As far as Nikocado and him as a person, I don't think that what we see here is truly who he is. So it's just, for me, it's always, I just feel like I'd be wasting my breath and wasting my time trying to go over and really analyze that, you know, what's going on there. But I just wanted to share that because Nicky is back, and he is, I mean, just, you know, back to what he is doing. I genuinely, and I've said this before, it would be so interesting to see him come on YouTube genuinely as himself. Nicholas, I think, is his full name, right? Not Nikocado, but like Nick or Nicholas. Come on and be like, I am going to, you know, make a change. I'm going to lose weight. And I really think that would be super interesting, like genuinely. But I don't know if that's ever going to happen. But if that ever does happen, I know 100% I'd be watching those videos. Like, I just would be, right? And maybe that makes me a little lame, but that's just who I am. But I just wanted to share that. I wanted to kind of update you guys since the last video was kind of about him being gone from the internet. Yeah, so I would love to know what you guys think down in the description or in the comment section. Like, do you agree with me? Do you think I'm out of line for even saying what I said? I would love to know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.